We did nothing wrong!
Yeah, we did. We were supposed to fight for people who couldn't fight for themselves.
There is therefore now no condemnation to them who are in Christ Jesus, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. King James Version, true to Torah, true to the concept in the Torah of halak. And here's why. In the Texas Receptus, the Greek word is peripatusin, walk. And the idea here is a rabbinic ideology that Paul is conveying throughout chapter 8, because in chapter 7, preceding that, he tells us that all about the Adamic nature, the Yetzer Hara, the evil impulse and the fallen nature, and he's basically telling us how difficult it is even for himself to overcome that. But then he gives the exclusive remedy in Romans chapter 8, where he says halak. He is in fact giving a rabbinic discourse, a halakhic discourse. He is giving us a halakha, as the rabbis call it, because the Hebrew language and Hebrew theology is very action-oriented, very much unlike just a stagnant philosophy like the typified by the statue by Rodin of the thinker, where a person just sits there like that all day and then never ever puts to action what they're thinking about. How stupid is that? Well, the King James translators leave that passage in and translate that word correctly, walk, for a reason. And that is, they understood that being true to Paul's rabbinic ideology and being true to the Torah and what Paul was trying to say, this is how it should be translated in English. It is a walking. It is an engaging. So our life in the Messiah is an experiential life. It's an engagement. It's an action-oriented. Remember what James says, be doers of the word and not just hearers. So if you hear the word and you sit around like the statue all day and you're never a doer of the word, what profit is there in it? Walk in the Spirit and you won't fulfill the lust of the flesh. Walking, halakha, is the answer to Romans chapter 7. It is the exclusive remedy that Paul gives, and it is very rabbinic in nature and in ideology, and the King James Version translators leave that passage in and translate it the way it should be translated. Unfortunately, some of these other translations, for example, the RSV, and you guessed it, of course, the NIV, following pursuit, omit that statement from Romans chapter 8, verse 1. They don't even include the statement in there based on older and supposedly better manuscripts. But when they omit that statement, they are omitting one of the greatest truths that Paul is trying to convey throughout the New Covenant writings, throughout the New Testament. And so, here again, although some people may use these translations and they may learn a lot from these translations, in this case, they are unreliable. And the King James Version is spot on the mark again. Have a blessed day.